Shalom, 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 yasha'Allah. This your boy, Brother Shamwa Allah, back at you with another quick edifying video. Today's lesson is going to be called 3 Hots and a Cot. All right, 3 Hots and a Cot. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi, right? And the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, who have ruled well through the Spirit, and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the 4 corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom. Another mighty shalom to all you Akim out there laboring on the highways and on the hedges and on the unicorn, which is this internet, pushing this 100% doctrine, this 100% truth to the 4 corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom to you all as well. All right, like I said, today's lesson is going to be called 3 Hots and a Cot. And it comes, this is an article that I have found. It's from the Daily Dot. It says, "Bro, they are feeding us play food. Man reaches for the great value blueberry waffles and pancake mix." It says, then takes a look at the Jiffy blueberry mix. All right. So it says, a label on a food product doesn't always mean what you think it does. It says, for example, you might think you're getting an all-natural product just because there's a label proclaiming the item to be 100% natural. But you'd be dismayed to find that the product isn't as natural as it claims. It says in some cases, labels may appear intentionally deceptive, such as this honey uncrustable, which contains more sugar than honey. It says in others, the label is technically correct, though buyers might not realize that at the time. It says the latter is true with these fruit-filled baking products, or more appropriate, artificial fruit-filled baking products. So it says, do these baking products contain real fruit? It says in a video with over 98,000 views, TikTok user Padden Ferguson shows an aisle of boxed baking products at Walmart, many of which are prominently labeled with the name of a specific fruit. The problem, few of them actually seem to contain fruit. It says the blueberry pancake mix, well, it does say imitation blueberries. So is that like apples? He asked, holding up a box of great value, complete pancake, waffle, and mixed blueberry. Upon turning the box over and looking at the ingredients, he discovers that there are no blueberries or fruit of any kind. It said, no, it's just wheat that's been flavored and dyed. He says of artificial blueberries. It says upon looking at other similar items, he learns this practice isn't unique to great value. The same thing with Jiffy, he adds. It says imitation blueberries, which is just dyed wheat pieces. It says, while he sounds bothered by the fact that these products did not actually contain the fruit listed on the label, he notes at least it has a disclaimer on the label that says it is made with imitation fruit. So it says, how common is fake fruit in baked goods? Artificial fruit in baked goods and baking products is incredibly common. It says in 2011, the LA Times reported a variety of examples of fake fruit, especially blueberries, found in food products, citing a report from a nonprofit consumer wellness center. The article states that many products with blueberries on the label did not actually contain blueberries, but instead a concoction of sugar, corn syrup, starch, hydrogenated oil, artificial flavors, of course, artificial food dye, blue number 2 and red number 40. It says one of the most glaring examples from the pieces was total blueberry pomegranate cereal, which contain no blueberries and no pomegranates. It says to avoid eating fake blueberries, advocates suggest reading food labels to ensure you're getting the real thing, and watch out for labels saying things like imitation blueberry or blueberry flavored pieces. It says commenters are frustrated. In the comment sections, users express their annoyance that the food they buy don't contain what they think they do. It says, bro, they are feeding us play food, declared a user. How hard is it to put some freeze-dried fruit in things? Asked another. It says, well, they really need to say, buy your own freaking blueberries, don't they? Exclaimed a third. You know, as a baker, I would be so mad if I bought that and had to go buy blueberries. This is why I started my whole foods journey. Sure, it takes more effort to prepare homemade pancakes, but at least I'm getting the actual ingredients and real fruit. The Daily Dot reached out to Walmart via relations contact form, Jiffy via contract form in Ferguson. And I think there was no comments, right? So just understand that, right? We are in the land of our captivity, right? This is, you know, I was talking about this, I believe, at camp. You know, we live in a huge, Babylon is basically a whole from coast to coast. It's a jail cell, right? For the children of Israel. All right. So when I like I said, I labeled this 3 hot and a cot. So I looked up the phrase, right? The phrase 3 hots and a cot is a slang term used to describe the basic necessities provided in prison. It refers to 3 hot meals a day and a cot to sleep on, right? And that's literally, you know, what a lot of people, that's what you have, right? You might not even have 3 hots. You might have 1 hot, you know, and a cot. You know what I mean? So, but understanding that this is the land of your captivity and the things that you're going to get here, right? When you think about prison, they're not feeding you the best stuff, right? They're not feeding you, you know, gourmet stuff here, right? Think about it, right? When does the land ever even take a rest? When do they do land Sabbaths, right? They don't. They just keep, you know, making stuff up, right? And you know, you see stuff lacks nutrients and different things, right? Because this place is defiled at the end of the day. Okay. So, another thing I looked up, you know, I know me and the brothers, we was talking about it. We just talking about like, the UK, or you just like the stuff that's here compared to, other places. So I wanted to show you a couple things, right? Now this is, US cereal, like Fruit Loops, for the US versus Germany, right? And when you look at the US, right, it says corn flour blend, whole grain, yellow corn. Yellow corn, it says sugar, wheat, flour, modified food starch contains 2%. What is that? Soybean and cottonseed, right? Then you go down to the flavors. You know, you have natural flavor, says red number 4, yellow 5, blue 1, yellow 5, BHT, right? It has all these different things, right? Some stuff you can't even pronounce. Now you look over in Germany and the food that Germany, the same, you know, cereal, like Kellogg's, right? Cereal flours, wheat, corn, oats, sugar, glucose syrup, salt, fruit and vegetable concentrates, carrots, cherries, and radishes, right, for the coloring, all right? Natural citrus flavor with other natural flavors, coloring, and carotene, all right? And you just see the vast difference between, you know, the different, just the ingredients, okay? When you go to and ketchup, this is what we were talking about too with the ketchup, right? When you look on the left, it's the American ketchup, right? It says tomato concentrate from red ripe tomatoes, distilled vinegar, high fructose corn syrup, salt, spice, onion powder, natural flavorings, right? And you look in the UK, or it's either UK or Canada, I forgot which one it was, but it says tomato, vinegar, sugar, salt, spices, herbs, extract, celery, and more spices, right? And that's just ketchup. These are just basic things, right? But you see the vast difference. It's not all that high fructose corn syrup, more corn syrup, right? It's asinine, right? This is the last one too, right? This is some Quaker. You say, all right, I'm gonna eat some Quaker cereal, or some Quaker oats. So you look at this. This one has the U.S. version: whole grain rolled oats, sugar, creaming agent, maltodextrin, sunflower, palm oils, whey, sodium caseinate, flavor, and colored fruit pieces, dehydrated apples treated with sodium sulfate, artificial strawberry flavor, citric acid, red 40, salt, gum, artificial flavor, citric acid, niacinamide, I don't even know, vitamin A, palmitate, reduced iron, pyridoxine, hydrochloride, riboflavin, thiamine, monotrisate, and folic acid. All right, now you look at the UK version, right? Same equivalent. Quaker whole grain rolled oats, sugar, freeze-dried raspberry pieces, freeze-dried strawberry pieces, natural flavoring, right? So when you understand that this place is a huge prison, right? And you see, even just by the food that they give you, right? They had I was telling the brothers too, I was watching this, it's a guy who he goes overseas and he films all this different stuff, and he had a sun-kissed drink, and it looked like orange juice, right? And he was just explaining that, and a lot of these other countries, they can't use that food, that red color and food dye, right? Because they know that it's harmful to the body. So a lot of these countries, they don't serve. So when you look at the certain drinks and stuff, they look duller, right? Because they know that here in Babylon, everything is appealing to the eye. So they, with the red, if it's going to be a strawberry drink, then they're going to make it as red as possible, And when you do that, and if you ever juice something, you see what it really looks like, But this is what we live in. This is our captivity, all right? And we're here in this prison, and we get what? 3 hots in a cot, all right? That's why I labeled it this, right? But just, that article kind of sparked this whole thing, right? So let's get this real quick. I just got a couple of precepts, and I'm going to close it out. All right. This is Baruch chapter 3 and verse number 8. It says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from Yahawah Bahasham our power." So we are in captivity. So what's captivity? It's like a big prison. Oops, Salakia. It's like a huge prison, okay? And guess what? They're not feeding you the best of the best in prison. All right? They're giving you stuff to keep you alive and functioning. Not even to the best ability, but just enough to keep you going. All right? They're not out there serving this, that, and the other. Then I was thinking about even, I did a lesson maybe a year or two ago about meat glue, right? And you have all these places, and you know how Eve, they love to go to the, I want to go to the steak this and steak that. And they go and get these steaks, not knowing that they're using glue meat or meat glue, where they're gluing pieces of meat together and making them steaks. And then you're thinking you get a good deal, right? Because you get 2 steaks for whatever, right? And they're just fooling you, right? But this place is is our captivity, and it's set up that way. And a lot of our people don't understand, right? Just because you can move around and you're free, people think that they're, you know, everything is good, right? You can move around, you can go in and out, you know, but ultimately this is a huge prison, man. All right. And the Lord, you know, when the Heavenly Father Yahawah sends his son is, when, especially here in Babylon, he's coming and he's freeing those of the elect out of this prison, right? 2/3 of our people are gonna have to stay in this prison and be burned alive, damn near, you know, by those thermonuclear fire, you know, those ICBM missiles, and by Yahawashi, the angels in the chariots. All right, because they're too comfortable in this place, right? You got people, even people who know that they're Israelites, you know, who will observe Passover and will say, well, I don't want this bitter because, yeah, it's nasty. So just give me some romaine lettuce, right? Not understanding the bitterness of this captivity. All right. Understanding the bitterness of this captivity. All right. This is three holy children, right? From the Apocrypha, it says, for we have sinned and committed iniquity, departing from thee. In all things we have trespassed and not obeyed thy commandments, nor kept them, neither done thou hast commanded us. It says that it might go well with us. Wherefore, all that thou hast brought upon us, and everything that thou hast done to us, thou hast done in true judgment. Okay, and this is Holy Children, right? 6. Read verse number 9. It says, and thou didst deliver us into the hands of a lawless enemies, most hateful forsakers of the Most High, and to an unjust king and most wicked in all the world. All right. So understanding that, you know that they don't care about us, man. They show us every day. All right. They show us every day. But our people are so simple-minded, right? That they think that this place is going to be looking out for them, right? Well, I can get organic. Well, guess what? All this whole land is defiled. This is a defiled place, man, right? Esau took this place over and basically defiled this place, right? You like I said, that when do they ever do, when they farm stuff, they never give the land a chance to rest. They continue to just grow and keep growing on stuff, right? So the things, they don't have nutrients in it, right? You see the food that they're giving us, right, has damn near twice as many ingredients and stuff that you can't even spell out than what these other places, you know, have for them. Okay, like what's the purpose of putting, you know, high fructose corn syrup and more corn syrup, you know, in ketchup, when you have these other places that ketchup, salt, you know, sugar, you know, spices, whatever. That's it. You know what I mean? And you just look at the vast difference of the things that's going on, right? And you understand where we truly are, you know? And that's why the scriptures tell us what is that Salakia, Jeremiah, is it 2 and verse number 14, right? It says, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? All right. Let's see something real quick. Slovakia. Let's go to compare. The G&T says Israel is not a slave. He was not born into slavery. Why do his enemies hunt him down? All right. The NLT says, why has Israel become a slave? Why has he been carried away as plunder? Right? For our doings, for our wickedness. All right. We're in this captivity. And people don't they're so comfortable, and just like people in prison, you know, you have people who get out and they're institutionalized, right? They're so used to, you know, the prison life, that they've adapted so much that now when they get out into the regular society, they don't know how to act, right? And that's how our people are in this captivity. All right, you've been in captivity for so long, you're so good at it now, and everything is okay, right? But not understanding that, this is the land of your captivity. Okay, so when you look at this stuff and people wondering, oh man, why is this food, right? Because you're in captivity, man. This is part of your three hots, right? And your cot. All right. One more, Salakia, for rambling. This is Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse number 13. And it says, and Yahawah, Bahasham said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them. Right, and this is one of the curses, man. This is part of the things of us going into captivity, right? Where the Lord has driven us, right? We're gonna eat our food defiled. All right. So you're gonna eat imitation blueberries, right? You're gonna go and you're gonna eat, ketchup with red, 40 and high fructose corn syrup, right? And this is what you're gonna have, right? And then I had learned something from, my son that did a project, and it was a food desert. I had to look kind of research what it basically is. Just, a lot of times in the ghetto, right? Or I'm assuming in the barrios and the reservations, right, where the Israelites dwell, right, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you, the diaspora, right? But in those areas, a lot of times they call what's called a food desert. They don't have places that have access to, grocery stores and things where they can get fresh fruit, right? Usually when you're in the hood, what's around? You have damn near every other corner, you'll have a mom and pop spot, right? A bodega, right? Where you can go and you have to buy bread and it's $5, right? They might have a couple of oranges and some bruised apples that you can buy as some fruit, but they're not doing all that. The rest of the stuff they feeding you is what? The chicken, the chips, the sodas, all the stuff that's no good for you. All right. That's what they push. Right. And then they know it's cheap. And then what does Jake do? Because it's cheap and they can't really afford it. They eat this stuff up. Right. But understand that this is your captivity. All right. And in your captivity, you're going to eat your food defiled. Right. You're going to have your three hots in a cot. You're not getting luxury nothing. Right. We don't even know what real water tastes like. Me and my Akim was talking about that. Here in Babylon, what do? They recycle the water. You flush that water down the toilet. What do? They put it in a recycling thing. They put some chlorine in it. They might heat it up and then send it back to you and put it in your tap water. Now, here you are boiling with your food. And this is the stuff that we, are subject to, right? This is why, when people talk about they're comfortable in this place, and when you think about every aspect of this place, right? The bitterness. I did the lesson earlier about Elon Musk wanting to, up the worked hours to, 80 to 120 hours, right? This is the bitterness of this place, man. If you don't want to get out of here, then something is wrong with your mentality, right? If you don't want to get out of here, then guess what? You'll stay here, right? When Yahawah sends his son, Yahawashi, to return, hey, he'll leave you right here. You can stay right here and be comfortable in here, right? When this place is turned into the lake of fire. All right. So every day we should continue to pray that Yahawah gets us out of this place, delivers us from this captivity, rescues us, right, from our captors. All right. This is what we want, right? And this is what we pray for every day, man. And we cry unto Yahawah for these things, right? It seems simple, right? It just seems like a simple thing, but when you really dive deep into this stuff, man, we want out of this place, man, just for stuff like this. The scriptures tell you, come out of this place, because it is polluted and it shall destroy you with a sword destruction. Micah 2:10. All right. It's not, the Lord didn't write that in there just to write it in there. This is seriously what's happening. All right. And we have to take heed to these things, and we have to ultimately, pray to Yahawashi to help us endure. All right. Because you're forced in this place to, a lot of us, right? You don't have a lot of money, right? And it's, grocery stores are far and few beyond. There's a lot of factors going on, right? Because this is your captivity at the end of the day. And this is why, even in these type of things, we everything and all things, we got to trust in Yahawashi at the end of the day. All right. So I just leave it at that. All right. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Call Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Peace and blessings to the elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad, and mighty shalom to the 144,000 men and to the rest of the elect. Stay diligent, stay focused. Continue to pray to Yahawashi that he will deliver us from this place, Babylon, and from the four corners of the earth, and deliver us from our captives. All right. In the land of our captivity. All right. And with that, I'll say shalom.